40-year-old virgins, tell your story. I'll be 35 in August and I'm still a virgin. I've never kissed or been on a date. I don't have the energy to find a partner anymore. I've resigned myself to being alone forever. My friend is 39 and still a virgin. He is very religious. He has had girlfriends, but he has never been married. So he hasn't had sex either. At least that's what I have. I don't know. Maybe he lost his virginity and is ashamed of it? Maybe he is gay? Or asexual? I don't know. He goes to bars, drinks like everyone else, plays video games, travels a lot, looks good, but is not super handsome. He is a little out of shape, but it's not that bad. But he thinks that before marriage it is impossible, and he has very high standards for girls. Despite his age, he still thinks that only religious girls who look no worse than Kate Upton are suitable for him. You just have to admit that I'm terrible, both in appearance and in terms of character. I don't have a sappy story or a long explanation. Society rejected me for years, and that led to depression, which doesn't make life any easier either. But that's not even the point. I just realized that there are people like me who are completely impossible to approach. My brother met his first girlfriend at 38, so don't lose hope. I know a 34-year-old guy who has never even kissed anyone. He's a terrible sociophobe. 15 years ago, he was talking on the phone with a girl who was clearly not interested in him, and he just hung up. There was another time when a hot, drunk girl approached him at a bar, and he almost shit himself. The guy clearly didn't want anything to do with her. I know guys who seem pretty sociable and good-looking, but are so afraid of rejection that they can't compliment a girl, even if she started flirting first. I also have a friend who has never even been kissed. She is a bit plump, but not fat. She looks pretty good. I think it's all about self-confidence. It's almost always about self-confidence. I dated a girl for a while who was also a bit plump, not skinny and not fat. She kept asking me why I was dating her and often badmouthed herself. She thought I could find someone better, and my attempts to convince her otherwise were completely futile. After a while, her lack of self-confidence and constant doubts about our relationship led to us breaking up. There were other problems, but this was the main one. My colleague is 51 years old. He has never had a girlfriend or sex. Nature has taken its toll on him. I think he looks like a scary, cross-eyed version of Danny DeVito, only without the acting skills. I have a co-worker at work who is also a virgin. He is in his 50s. He once told me that he has never had a marital relationship. He looks pretty ordinary, but he is terribly stingy, even though he has a lot of money. Considers himself an evangelical. Constantly hits on girls who are in their early 20s and who are clearly too good for him, although he does not think so. I am sure he wants his future wife to be a virgin too. He has tried online dating, but always fell for scammers. I feel sorry for him, because I also went through a period when I tried unsuccessfully for years to find a partner. For some reason, it seems to me that men like the one you described do not realize that they have aged. I am 48 myself, and I can tell you for sure that I feel like I am in my 20s. However, I understand that my spirit is full of desire, but my flesh is weak, and since nothing is happening in their lives, it seems to them that nothing has changed. They actually believe that they are still in their 20s. I am also in my 40s, and I completely agree. There is nothing more sobering than a party with 25-year-olds. I went once and I realized, nah, I am a bit old after all. I know a girl who lost her virginity at 33, due to a very strict and religious family. She had absolutely no opportunity to interact with the opposite sex until high school. In college, she was a little overweight, and this did not stop guys from liking her. But for some reason her weight killed her self-confidence so much that she did not even notice when guys were hitting on her. Then she started her career in banking, started working very hard and gained even more weight. So the situation only got worse. She had many male friends, but she never learned to recognize when someone was hitting on her. Time passed. She got herself in order, became more confident and lost her virginity at the same weight she was in college, only then she thought she was too fat. Ironic, isn't it? I work with one such guy. He is 45 to 50 years old. He is a strange guy. He works too much, but never spends money. He is always stingy. He is quite sociable, and I know that he wants a relationship. He is just too focused on work, and this really bothers him. This whole thread kind of hints at the fact that it's time to make a dating site for people who have communication problems. I'd sign up for it in a heartbeat. My problem is that I'm afraid that one of my friends will see that I'm on these sites and start asking me about it. I don't really like discussing my relationships with friends and family, but if they find you, it means they have accounts. Lost my virginity at 40. I had opportunities before that, but for some reason I didn't notice them at the time. Sometimes girls would flirt with me, and I would just freeze and not know what to do. I'm very shy and quiet. Sometimes I think I have symptoms of autism, but I've never sought help or been tested. I always felt like there was something wrong with me, and I always felt like I wasn't quite normal. Well, I never really went to parties and I hardly drank. One time I invited a colleague over to watch a movie. By the way, she's also very quiet and shy. I let her make the first move, and it happened. That was 2 years ago. Now we're engaged. I'm 30, I'm fat, unattractive, poor, and I can't talk to people. I work for a car repair company, and sometimes I go months without talking to girls close to my age, except family members. I've completely accepted that I'm going to die a virgin. It's simple. I'm not attracted to the girls I like. I go to the gym. I play sports. I like to travel. I know a lot of awesome people, and I have a lot of friends, but most girls my age are already married, and those who are still single are not really interested in me. Now I'm starting to realize that you can live a full life without a relationship. I really wish I had a loved one with whom I could share my travels. I am 41 years old. My only sex in my life was with a prostitute. Because I have autism, girls think I am weird. My husband is autistic and I am normal. I have some experience with people with special needs and I studied to be a child psychologist. Let me assure you, my husband never, ever feels like a burden. We have certain difficulties that other couples don't have, but on the other hand, we haven't encountered many other difficulties that other people usually have. He is the best partner you could imagine. He is very loving, hardworking, gentle, he cooks great, cares about my career and health, and he is completely calm about my wild extroversion. When I come home from work, I feel like I'm on vacation, and we do all this without excessive chatter. I know a dude named Buddy, seriously. He works at a gas station near me. He's about 40 and one of the coolest dudes in the world. I tell all my friends about him all the time and I often go to his gas station specifically because he's just so cool. One day we were talking and he mentioned that he's never had sex, has never been in a relationship, and doesn't eat meat, apparently for some religious reason. I didn't specify. However, the dude just shines with his positivity and cares about everyone around him. My point is that you don't have to be sexually active and have a significant other to live a great life. Also, the funny thing is that his name is Buddy and he calls everyone buddies. It's crazy funny. I'm 42, never even been on a date. My story is divided into 3 periods. I'm 17 to 25, I ask girls out. They all say no, except one. Their most popular answer to my why is because you are you. One of them explained what that meant, and then I gave in. I delved into studying in everything I liked, and I read a lot about everything. I'm 25 to 32, I didn't even try. I continued to educate myself. I met girls I wanted to ask out, but I was still myself and knew they would turn me down. From 28 to 30, I had a very grueling slave job that squeezed every last drop of juice out of me. At 30, I went to the gym. From 32 to present, I lost about 90 pounds. I took up running and yoga. Girls started paying attention to me, but I convinced myself that I was unattractive to them. I made up a lot of stuff. Then I slacked off on the gym a bit and gained weight. Luckily, I still have more muscle than fat. In my late 20s, I realized that I was very private and hard to talk to, which made relationships extremely difficult. Around the same time, I began to suspect that I had autism. I have a lot of symptoms. Then I started to think that maybe I had anxiety as well. I realized that I'm a better than nothing guy, but I don't want to be someone's last resort. I want to be with a girl who wants to be with me, not one who has to be with me. I don't want to be a burden to anyone, and knowing that I'm a 40-year-old guy who's never been on a date is also a big obstacle. Thanks for watching. In the comments you can write why you are still a virgin. I recommend you watch our other videos.